Right now, I think the narrative which is dominating the airwaves, as it were, is the disruption or the uncertainty caused by tariffs going up and down. What are your views on that? How does one navigate this? Will this sort of die down? Is this a short-term situation, and the new administration will get its bearings, will find its footings, and find its footing, and things will sort of come to some kind of an equilibrium in a few months? How do you see things panning out?
Well, I think it's pretty clear that there's been a change,
right,
and that tariffs are on the table. The reason for that is the prospect of countries having equal access
right,
to each other, which is a good theory of the case. And so it'll take a while for that to work its way through. But I think the world will be able to absorb those types of changes, and then we'll move on. There'll be some period of uncertainty, which is what's prompting your question, which should affect markets over the short term. But I think this is a short-term phenomena. There are all kinds of adjustments that occur were tariffs to be applied to a country. Currencies get weaker. There's shared cost between people who make goods, people who buy goods, and the system should accommodate all of that.
Right. You worked closely with President Trump, especially in his first term. India is about to negotiate a trade deal with the US. One doesn't know exactly how much time it will take. What would you advise India's political leadership to do when they approach negotiations with President Trump's administration?
Well, let's just start out. I'm not a government official.
No, of course.
I'm just.
We're very clear about that.
Somebody who knows almost all the people involved with these types of things. First of all, Prime Minister Modi and the president had a very good meeting, which is a great start. And they agreed to have a trade agreement between the two countries.
Right.
And they also made some other mutual understandings, evidently, at that meeting. And so I think that the baseline for India seems to me to be very good. There's a good relationship with the two principals. There's a lot in common. There's a favorable attitude, each country to the other one. And I think you just sort of start with a discussion. Evidently, there's already been a number of adjustments that the two countries have made. Right. So I know there's always a high level of anxiety when anybody brings this subject up. But I think the quality of your leadership in India and the ability to reach agreements should be very good.